How to onboard a new employee remotely. Remote onboarding can either build trust or break it. Stick around for a step-by-step process that works without in-person meetings. We've helped a remote team feel like they've been together for years. Here is how. By the end of this video, you will have a clear roadmap on how to onboard an employee remotely, from tech setup to training, so new hires feel connected and productive from day one. Is onboarding remote employees harder than onboarding someone in person? It doesn't have to be. That is the truth. It just has to be more organized so it is effective. When you're onboarding somebody in person, they can shadow you, you can see what they're doing. When you're onboarding a remote employee, you don't know what they're doing every single moment. And out of sight, out of mind, you have to be really on the ball and make sure that you are in constant communication and that actually the onboarding is happening, because otherwise it can go wrong. We worked with many remote teams and helped create processes and procedures, and one of them is the onboarding procedure for remote employees. So I'm going to walk you through the sequence of what are some of the successful actions that companies implemented in order to onboard remote employees. So there are 3 things that I recommend that you prepare ahead of time to make the onboarding of a remote employee smooth. Number 1, a pre-day checklist. So this is a checklist for yourself, if you're the one who is onboarding, of everything that needs to be in place before the employee checks in to work the first day. Number 2, you have to have clear, documented processes and procedures, and one of them is the day 1, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days onboarding checklist and training checklist that the employee can follow, can check off, and there has to be a way for you to see what was checked off. And then you have to have a procedure on the check-in rhythm. So it is not just happening by chance or whenever you remember to do that, but you actually have a rhythm that is established ahead of time. So both you and the new remote employee know when that check-in is going to occur, and with agreed upon points that you're going to check in at that point. If you have those 3 in, you are organized and you will be able to accomplish a successful onboarding of a remote employee. So let's talk about some of the actions that can be done before the employee starts in order to make them feel welcomed. Why do we want to make the employee feel welcome? Seems obvious, but I recorded a whole video about it, about what is the correlation between a good onboarding process and your bottom line and retention of employees. So subscribe to my channel below and watch that video. Here are the actions that I recommend to be done before the new employee starts. Send them a warm welcome email. Welcome to the team. And ask some questions in that email, such as, what is your favorite color? What is your favorite food? Maybe a question about their hobbies or something that they like. Why are you asking those questions? Because when you don't meet somebody in person, you have to create different connections that are personal to them. But if you know about it ahead of time, so let's say they like the color blue, when you send them a birthday card, make it blue. Make those connections. Another thing that you can do prior to their starting is send them a welcome gift. A water bottle with the logo of your company, or a water bottle with their name on it, something personal that they can use. Maybe something for their desk, a pen, or something that represents that you're giving attention to the new employee. And of course, you're going to have your own checklist of everything that needs to be finished or done when you're onboarding. You will create also similar checklists to what we discussed in the other video on how to onboard a new employee, in terms of the welcome video and videos explaining about the culture of the company, and videos that explain where they are located on the org chart and what is their position, and a general explanation about the management style, etc. But it all obviously has to be digital, and it has to be in such a way that it's easy for them to watch and for you to monitor the progress. Make sure that all the tech is under control, that they know how to log into everything. Obviously, when they are remote, they have to have some master logins where they will log in either to their email. They will give them the access to log to everything, log into everything, that they have access to all their passwords, and that the tech is set up and monitor it so that within a few hours of being online, they're all set up. So those are all things that you can prepare ahead of time. The bottom line is that you have to give it thought, and you have to anticipate what problems they might encounter so you can solve it ahead of time. You have to make sure that you have time in your schedule to follow the follow-up rhythm that we discussed, and that you are available for them. You have to make sure that they know that there is somebody on the other end of the line, and jump on a video call so they can see you. It's easier, of course, to send messages on Slack, on Teams, or any other messenger that you are using, but make it personal. Make sure that they actually see you, that you talk to them, and you check in to see how they're doing. For any employee, but specifically for a remote employee, that buddy system might be a good one. So you assign another person in the team that is also working remotely, that they know that they can communicate if they have any questions in case you are not available. So there are many options. Be creative. Use your imagination, and always have the purpose in mind that you want the new employee to feel welcomed, to feel oriented, and to be productive as soon as possible. But always make them feel that they are part of the team and they're not just alone in their space. Remote can be just as effective if it is documented well. Remote onboarding is simpler when it's all mapped out. But then there's also remote working, and continue to work remotely. And that can be very successful if you have well-documented processes and procedures. So subscribe to my channel right below and watch the next video that will show you how to create effective SOPs that work both for remote and in-person teams. I am Adi, and thank you for watching.